Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today we're going to be going over the brand new upgrades for the benefactor Terrorbyte in GTA Online. With the new update today, they have added some more customization to it with some really useful stuff. I made a video on it a little bit earlier, but anyway, we're going to be going and actually applying some of this stuff to my Terrorbyte today. So I'm going to call it through the interaction menu, of course, and then I'm going to go and grab my Canis Terminus Patrol. And I'm going to drive over to my Terrorbyte, wherever it's going to spawn, and we're going to go ahead and do this. Customization and review out now on the Terminus Patrol here, in case you guys were curious about it, to know how the vehicle operates and how it works and everything like that. A very cool vehicle. I am a pretty big fan of it so far. So anyways, the Terrorbyte is right here. Now, the new business, which is of course the garment factory, it has a place where you can park the Terrorbyte, so you can park the Terrorbyte inside of it, very similar to how they changed the Avenger to not need to be parked in your facility anymore. You can now park it in the hangar, and I would assume also if you don't have a nightclub, you can probably now purchase the Terrorbyte and park it within the garment factory without needing to like own the nightclub in the first place, which I think is pretty cool. So that's interesting. Now I'm not 100% sure where you actually, okay, right there, of course it's right where I just barely didn't see, but you can drive the Terrorbyte up to here, and as you can see, the Terrorbyte will get pulled into the garment factory, which is very cool. And this is what the inside of the garment factory looks like, and in here is where you're going to get access to the Terrorbyte upgrade. So I'm going to hop back in the driver's seat here, and I should get the option to customize the vehicle. Yes, modify the Terrorbyte, press E. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so not only do we have all of our normal stuff, like engine upgrades and lights and all of that sort of stuff, we also get access to Bureau Tech, which is pretty cool. Now this is really interesting. We got the collectible scanner, which we can use to find like playing cards and things like that, I do believe. We also have the silent running module, which will allow the Terrorbyte to disappear from the radar, so you will not be able to be seen inside the Terrorbyte driving around in free mode or whatever by other players on the radar, which is really cool. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and apply all of these things to the vehicle. We're going to start with the silent running module. We'll go ahead and get that on there. The missile lock-on jammer we will also put on, as well as of course the master control terminal, which is only $500,000 in here, and I believe in the arcade it's about 1,700,000. So I really hope none of you guys bought the master control terminal recently, but yeah. And then of course we will also go ahead and do the collectible scanner, and then we're going to see how all of these things work. So let's actually exit the garage with the Terrorbyte, take it outside here, and as you guys can see here, we have the player scanner, the nerve center, and to toggle the collectible scanner. So let's go ahead and try this out. Now, I've gone and turned on my radar for this, so we can press left control, oh sorry, it's left shift to toggle the collectible scanner. Which is pretty cool. So I would assume now, if I were to drive around, this thing will detect collectibles that are within my general vicinity. So if we drive this thing around a little bit here, I'm sure that we will come up with something on the radar. So far, nothing is really happening right now. Oh, there we go. Collectible somewhere right beside me here on top of this building. Okay, that's really cool. So it pops up on the radar like that. That is really neat. Okay, so now if I run up here, I would assume that there's going to be a collectible on this rooftop. Now, when you get out of the Terrorbyte, it does take that away, so you do have to be aware of that. But I'm going to go ahead and run up to the top of this building and see if I can find whatever the Terrorbyte is, of course, talking about. All right, so I'm finally getting up to the rooftop here, and we should see this collectible up here that I was looking for. I'm wondering if it's going to be up top there. Not 100% sure where this is going to be, so bear with me for a second. But I think it's probably going to be up top here. Like I don't know why it wouldn't be. Oh, I hear something. Oh, it's a signal jammer, isn't it? It's totally a signal jammer. There it is, right there. Boom! Look at that. Just like that, signal jammer destroyed, boys. And that is super useful for the Terrorbyte. For those of you that don't want to go around and like look at all the videos and everything about how to get a lot of the collectible stuff in GTA, this is going to be a really good upgrade. And I don't have a parachute, of course. Okay, good. Good. Nice. All right, so we're back at the Terrorbyte now, and before I go ahead and drive this thing around anymore, I'm going to go ahead and enter the nerve center here, and we're going to see if we can find where the master control terminal is located in here. And so far I'm not seeing it. I'm assuming it's going to be on the touch. Okay, so you can enter the touchscreen computer, which you've always been able to do, but you can press space to access the master control terminal through this. And it looks the exact same as the arcade's master control terminal, which is cool. At least it's familiar, right? So that's good. And of course, let's see if I can go ahead and resupply my bunker from here. Of course I can. Of course I can. Very, very cool. And of course, you can check out your vehicle cargo storage. You can access nightclub storage and everything like that, nightclub management and everything. So this is super, super useful. This is an awesome upgrade for the Terrorbyte. It's a real shame that they did it in the way that they did, where the arcade was on sale like a couple weeks ago, and now, oh my god, it's unfortunate. It really is. But I mean, what can we really expect here, you know what I mean? But alright, and thanks to my friend NPC for helping me out here. But as you guys can see, we have some more footage here of NPC actually driving the Terrorbyte, and now we have a much better understanding of how the silent running option that is available for the Terrorbyte works. Unfortunately, it does not actually remove you from the radar while your vehicle is moving. It only removes you from the radar while your vehicle is stationary, which means it is a lot less useful than it seemed like it was going to be. Unfortunately, it does not give you any sort of stealth capability while moving, and you'll see this in the gameplay here. The NPC will be not on the radar when he is sitting completely still, but as soon as he starts moving, he will show up on the radar. So this is a lot less useful than we initially thought it was going to be, which I can't exactly say is super shocking. However, the missile lock-on jammer does work exactly as expected. As you guys can see, I'm following NPC with missiles on my Oppressor Mark II, and they are of course the homing missiles, and I'm getting a no lock-on signature with his Terrorbyte whatsoever. And just to prove this even further, I actually ended up getting out and pulling out the homing launcher and showing you guys that I am locking on to regular cars in traffic here, but on NPC I do not get any sort of a lock onto his Terrorbyte. So pretty cool information there. Man, the Terrorbyte has all of a sudden become a extremely viable vehicle in this update. The Terrorbyte, if you didn't know, just for some quick facts about it, this is the third most armored vehicle in GTA Online, and it can take 32 homing missiles. And now that it has the missile lock-on jammer on it, it's potentially like the best armored vehicle in GTA Online, because the only reason that the Acid Lab and the MOC, which are more armored than the Terrorbyte, are ahead of it is just simply because they can tank more missiles. But this thing can't get locked onto now. Now granted, it is a pretty huge target, but so is the MOC cab, and so is the Acid Lab, albeit obviously the MOC cab is the smallest of the three, but this thing and the Acid Lab are very similar sized, and I would almost argue that the missile lock-on jammer is going to be more useful than the additional 16 homing missiles that the Acid Lab can actually take. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Do you think the Terrorbyte is actually going to be a better vehicle than the Acid Lab now because of the missile lock-on jammer, among obviously all the other features? But just in terms of an armor sense, I think the Terrorbyte might even be the top dog in GTA Online now, which is pretty crazy to say. I never thought the day would come, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm feeling like this thing is pretty goddamn good with these new upgrades that ROCKSTAR have released. But anyway, guys, that's it for the Terrorbyte. That's the new features that the Terrorbyte has. If you enjoyed this video, or if you learned something, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Consider subscribing if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.